I was not fully aware of you. I saw you when you were hosting an event for GLAAD, and Portia and I thought you were hilarious.
Thank you.
And then I saw the documentary, and I was like, how is she not on my radar? How do I not know who this woman is? And I tracked you down, I got your number, and I called you, and I apologized for not knowing who you were and not supporting you earlier on, and saying, I think that you're brilliant and brave and inspiring and so forth.
Well, I appreciate that, and I found it very kind and also amusing that you thought you owed me an apology. It kind of felt like if if I was like, getting a phone call from Oprah or something saying, I know you probably heard I had a dinner party the other night, and I just want to apologize for not inviting you. I wasn't waiting for this, Well, I mean, of course, I'm thrilled to be here, but I appreciate it.
But then we talked on the phone, and it turns out we have met before that I didn't remember.
Well, yeah, years ago, about 18 years ago, I had just moved to Los Angeles, and your ex-girlfriend had hired me to bartend her private graduation at this little Frida's coffee shop. Do you remember that night?
No.
Okay. It happened, and I had to wear a bow tie and serve alcohol. And you came up, and she introduced us and said, "Oh yeah, you guys, your families know each other," and you're like, "Oh, cool." And then I was like, "All right, see you in 18 years."
Yeah.
So.
And you were right. It's weird you'd say that.
Yeah.
So. But I'm so glad that I know you now.
Yeah.
And I could just drive by your house and honk. And
Well, I was going to say, are we going to ignore what happened this morning?
No, you can talk about it.
Well, after Ellen called me, we've kept in touch texting, and I realized that this show tape's right around the corner from my house. So I was like, hey, I just realized I live right around the corner from you, where you tape your show. Do you mind just swinging by on the morning of the taping and just honk and say hello? And she said, I sure will. And so this morning, a honk for about a minute. The plan was to go up to the window and wave with my new little kitten, but my cat and girlfriend ran out of the room, horrified, standing under the cabinet.
And I felt so terrible about that I would scare an animal. I just thought it'd be funnier. You said honk, so I just thought if I just lay on the horn, it would be funnier.
It was funny. Just my cat wasn't amused at all.
Tell Fluff I'm very sorry.
I will.
Yes.
You can.
Fluffy, I'm so sorry. What I love about your stand-up is you just take your time. You're so slow. You don't care that there's lots of silence and lots of space, and it's a brave thing to do, period. But then, you've had a double mastectomy. You talk about that with breast cancer, and at a certain point in the show, you just take off your shirt, and you're just topless. And
I know.
I texted you, Portia and I were like, it is the bravest thing to just take away the stigma of being ashamed or anything. I mean, that must be a powerful feeling the first time you did it.
Well, I was excited to do it, but then it was, I've done it 3 times. I have a show at Largo here in Los Angeles, and I did it there, and the first time I did it, I was like, oh my gosh, my shirt's off. And I could feel a little bit of nerves about it, but then I did it again in New York at the Comedy Festival, and at that point, I was like, all right, yeah, my shirt's off. And then I just decided I'd do it for my HBO special. And there's something, some people when I told them I was gonna do it, they thought it was really cool. And then I remember one person saying, I'm scared it might come across as some sort of stunt. And I was like, oh yeah, it is. Make no mistake. I want people to talk about my comedy and talk about cancer. And I think I just realized I was for a while very uncomfortable with my body. And then it hit me that I have scars because my body healed, and it's really not a big deal. That obviously cancer is, but the scars are evidence of
that
healing.
You healed.
That I healed. And I also, even if I'm gonna make a point about something, because I love silliness. I thought there was something kind of silly to have my shirt off and just talk about air travel.
Yeah,
and,
I know. That's the thing. You just leave it off, and then you just go on to talk about other things, and after a while, it just becomes a non-issue. You're just listening to you talk when you just have pants on, and it's like, wow.
Well, yeah, I saw you do your monologue with your shirt on, and I was thinking, how do you
Why?
get people to listen?
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
I know. I'll try the other way at some point, maybe. So congratulations, you and Stephanie are engaged. You're getting married in November or something like that,
October.
right? October. I don't know because I wasn't invited, but even though I wasn't invited, I know you were registered at Williams-Sonoma. So we managed to buy everything at Williams-Sonoma that you were registered for.
Did you get me a bus?
I got you, no, but I got you everything from Williams-Sonoma.
Is that what? That's hilarious.
Is that everything you want? Are there things missing?
This is so nice.
Let me know what else you need.